Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a blueberry bread. Now this one's going to be like the consistency of a blueberry muffin, but instead of putting it in muffin tins, I'm going to be putting it in a loaf pan. So what I'm starting out here with is 4.5 cups of flour. I do grind my own flour, so this one is a soft wheat. For anybody that does grind their own flour, soft wheat is for anything that's going to be of a sweeter treat, a caker consistency. So just for a heads up. And to that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I am trying to make a double batch, so I make 2 loaves. And 2 teaspoons of baking soda. And yes, there is a big difference between baking powder and baking soda. To that, I'm going to add some cardamom. Just give it a nice little sprinkle. Just give it some flavor. And then some cinnamon. You could also use nutmeg or allspice, or just really kind of any kind of good cake spices you would like. I'm gonna give this a good little mix. And I like cinnamon, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Not enough to completely overpower it, but so you have that flavor. And to this, I'm just going to make a well right here in the middle, and that's where we're going to put our liquids. And we're going to start with 2 eggs for our liquid. I'm going to get my yolks broke up a little bit. I always wash my hands after I touch eggs. I find I make a huge mess with them. And then to that, we're going to put in a cup of honey. Now with me on most things like honey, vanilla, I don't measure. I put till I think it's about right. And again, yeah, I'm not sponsored by anybody, so if you see any brands, it's just what I happen to have. I wish I was sponsored by some people though. Maybe someday. And to that, we're going to add some oil, about a cup. And like normal, I am using olive oil. You can use canola, you can use vegetable, whatever one you really like. I really enjoy cooking with olive oil and avocado oil. I have olive oil open, so that's what I'm going to use. Okay, I'm going to scrape this out a little bit. Just so I get all the oil out of it. And then I need 2 cups of buttermilk. Now, I do not have buttermilk on hand. So I'm going to show you a trick, or tell you a trick, if you don't have any. That is simple. If you don't have buttermilk on hand, you get the amount of milk that you need, And then we're going to add a tablespoon of vinegar to it. And that'll make the same kind of acidity that buttermilk has. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to add, since I need 2 cups of milk, I'm going to do 2 cups in my pitcher here. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of vinegar to it. And you can use white vinegar, you can use apple cider, it's kind of whatever you have on hand. It is preferred to use white vinegar. I'm out of white vinegar, so we're going to try it with the apple cider vinegar, see how it does. And we'll pour that in as well. I know some of you are going to come at me in the comments and whatever. It's my cooking. You do it your way, I do it mine. And from there, I'm also going to add some vanilla. As long as it comes out tasting good and semi-healthy, that is all that matters. And we're just going to give this a stir. So I'm going to stir this up, and I will come back when I'm ready to add my blueberries. All right, I'm back. It's all mixed together. Now it's time to add our blueberries. You can use fresh blueberries, you can use frozen blueberries. I prefer frozen because I find that the color doesn't bleed as much and turn everything purple. You're going to need roughly 1 to 2 cups. And we're just going to mix those in gently. And this is now ready for my loaf pans. So I will be right back. I'm going to get my loaf pans out, clean up my mess a minute, and be right back. All right, I'm back. I've got my loaf pans out. These ones are my favorite. They're cast iron by Lodge. Again, not sponsored. Love to be, but not. And to prep them, I'm just going to pour some olive oil in the bottoms. Use a handy dandy paper towel. Just spread that oil all around. Make sure you get your corners good, because that's where it's going to stick the most. Do my other one real quick. Okay. And now I'm just going to take a measuring glass and pour some batter in each one. Oh, it's going to be so pretty. I love the way the purple is swirling in this. If I had used frozen berries that had been thawed out, or even some regular fresh ones that have gotten crushed, this would just be all purple, which is not a bad thing. It's just not really the look I'm going for today. And once again, I go making a mess. Does anybody else make a huge mess when they're in their kitchen? Seems like every time I cook, I end up making a big mess. Doesn't help anything. My house is, 100-some years old, and my counter space is very limited. But I live with it because, the cost of renovating my kitchen is astronomical. Has anybody else made a bread like this before? If you have, let me know what kinds. I'm thinking about trying to do like a strawberry cheesecake sometime. I think that would be really good as a bread. All right, and just because I like to top it off and make it look pretty, I'm just gonna add a few more blueberries, just a nice little sprinkle. Now these are gonna go into my oven at 400 degrees for half an hour, and we will see how long it takes. So I will be back when they're done to show you what they look like. Well, this goes to show you just how much things don't go to plan sometimes. Looks amazing, smells amazing, tastes really good, the couple crumbles that I've had. But that's disappointing. Very disappointing. But, oh well, I'm going to take this out of the pan, crumble it up, put some whipped cream with it, and it'll be an excellent dessert. So, hope you enjoyed. And have a great day. Bye.